So a big welcome to the first podcast of season 39 of Tuesday Night Heffron Park. I've got John Sunday, I've got Alexis here. John Sunday, 39 seasons now.
Where did that 39 years go? I think I can remember being on the start line it would have been 38 years ago, it was our 39th season. And a quick shout out, of course, to Greg Rule, who was also on the start line way back in 1985. Still racing B grade. So good to see.
A third person was there, though.
Frank Costas-Kao was there as well.
What do you mean? As if you forgot. You're just being a troll.
No, I genuinely forgot.
There were three people there: Frank Costas-Kao, Greg Rule, and yourself, John Sunday. All three on the start line 39 years ago.
And it was such an inauspicious start. Daylight saving had just come into being because we didn't even have daylight saving prior to that. Harry Scott came up with this great idea to do a summer crit. And there we are, 39 years later, bigger than Ben-Hur.
Excellent. And what a start. What a fantastic start. Now, John, I've got to apologise to you straight away. When you rolled out A grade super frigging early, Alexis, you want to know, B grade came over the pimple. John goes roll out. I was interviewing Chris Miller at the time, and as I do on the microphone, I'm apologising to you, John. As I do, I took the piss out of you, saying you don't know what you're doing.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do. Hey, your fundamentals of letting A grade get up with 3 laps to go made a safe start to the season. So
absolutely,
I get it.
Absolutely. And it was just to settle everybody's nerves, make everybody feel good. And I think everybody who came down on Tuesday night, riders and spectators alike, of which there were a lot of spectators, I thought, great vibe for the whole night, and just an enjoyable night's racing.
And everyone in B grade thought this is going to be a long season. If this is week one, good God, we're in for hell.
Yeah, just with context, normally B grade are a quarter of the way up the straight as A grade are exiting the straight on the first lap. It was a good 30 seconds before they even made the straight. Having said that, I would have hated to see 90 riders losing a few along the way, but 90 coming together on the last lap on the first week. And thank God that it didn't happen. So, John, my apologies for taking the piss out of you. It's just what I do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to remember, Crafty, even after 39 years, I've actually learned a thing or two as well.
No, I can't speak to that. Because I'm trying to be nice to you, and there's so many things going through my brain right now. And Alexis is the same. Hey, Alexis, did you notice some new kits?
Look, I love it. I love every season now. It's just getting louder and prouder at Heffron. And look, the ZCC one's the obvious standout, and it's a cracker. I really like it.
Freaking worked. It freaking worked. The pants are we're getting a queer eye for the straight guy right here, but I like the white with that tie-dye sort of bottoms. Freaking worked. You said it's getting brighter and louder. John, what do you think about the cache?
The grey Ghost. Personally, I preferred the emerald green from last season. But what occurred to me, seeing the new kits for ZCC, for the Attacker guys in the bright orange, Hydroplay, Nero, Jesse and Chris Miller, their kit popped. First night of Heffron, it's become the platform and the launch pad for new season kits. I mean, forget about Jumbo Visma and Quickstep. They got to wait to January. The real kit, the real trends start in October in Sydney.
Yeah, look, Nero didn't. They've had that for a while, but as you mentioned, the others, bang, they went we're not releasing this till Heffron starts.
Absolutely. Out of the packet Tuesday afternoon, I got told.
Lovely. I thought it was pretty cool. Hey, how'd C grade go? I know how C grade go on Tuesday because they look freaking fast, but it didn't look hard, Alexis.
No, it was one of the few weeks. I think there were so many riders. I mean, I think the field started with 39 and probably close to about 33, 32, I think, finished. The wind certainly helped, but it's got to be the most organised C grade for a week one. Normally, it's complete chaos. There's people going off ones and twos. A grade makes a catch, and half the bunch decides that's the time they have to go with them. Again, though, the leadership of people like Rod, straight away just had everyone rolling turns, working it. And it's going to be a great C grade this season. There are so many riders there that stood out throughout the race that I'm sure we'll discuss later on, so I won't mention them now. But it was C grades, versus A grade. I think B grade, they were out of it, unfortunately, from that first lap. So C grade, fantastic first round showing.
Sorry to say, you were out of it. You were out of it after the first lap. A grades, had it been a standard handicap, C grade were on fire. They most likely would have won on the first week. You did a fantastic job. John, you saw it. You saw how well they were working. And you saw the crosswind. They were working in the right direction.
That's right. You picked it as soon as they hit the straight on the very first lap. You said on the microphone, "Oh my God, this is C grade. They're in an echelon."
Yeah. So compliments to who, Alexis? Who organised it, or was it just?
Oh, look, I think it's the maturity of the C grade bunch now. They've been listening to our podcasts. They've heard the hype all season, and no, we've all got to work together if they want to make it to the end. Which I think though also then flows onto. I look at some of the results from B grade, and I know we're probably jumping ahead too far, but some cracking rides in there. I mean, you're talking about people who wear good kit. Look at Chris Tune, 21st. He was third or fourth over the line. A perfect example. Don't have to look good to go fast.
Did you just say the words good kit and Chris Tune in one sentence?
I always thought you were trying to get a segue there, but you're just taking the piss, mate.
I'm sorry.
You're missing the words. You're missing the words clean bike and bar.
Exactly. Well, like I said, you don't have to look good to go fast. And I think, good old Chris, he was 21st overall. Incredible. Hey. And the other one I thought very quickly for B grade, Robbie Allen. He's had an injury. He's been out. I think he was second third in B grade.
Yeah, state champion of the CXO. He's state champion. Freaking rode really well. Hey, here's the thing that I did notice that was different. I was missing somebody. Colin Ironmonger wasn't there. What's going on, John?
Oh no, Colin's alive and well. He's around. He's got some work commitments, so he is going to be there on Tuesday nights. But there will be an occasion that he may miss some. But we can expect. Hopefully, we can expect to see him there with the stopwatch before the start next Tuesday. Teach those A graders a lesson for leaving so early on Tuesday night.
Okay, look, I missed him. I think a lot of people missed him. It had a different feel about it. That like whether he likes it or not, he's the leader of Tuesday night Heffron Park. So I missed him. How did B grade go anyway, guys?
You'd have to ask someone who raced B grade. It wasn't me.
We don't have that. John,
yeah, John, you're there. Otherwise, I think, look, they resigned to it pretty early. I think that the catch was going to be made. So there was a few people who saved their legs. And then, though, you look at how well they rode, the number of riders who mixed it up for a first week when A grade caught, some pretty impressive rides in there.
Yeah, there
Benny
were.
Coates.
Yeah. But if you look at
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson's going to be he's going to be a force this season. But if you look at the results, I think there were 3 B graders in the top 10. There was just actually a quick shout out to Martin.
Help me out here, because there was a standout B grader in my mind, and I kept on seeing him at the front. He was gassing it in the Hydra Play kit, Von McVillie's kit. John.
Nico Delegan. He was at Heffron 2 seasons ago.
Nico.
Yeah,
He was
Nicholas.
Right. He was stomping. He was freaking stomping in big grade.
Told me after he was very happy with only doing 200K a week for the last 4 weeks. Between you and I, just quietly and no one else, I think he's been doing more than 200K. But he put in a solid ride. So first B grade, I just want to give a quick shout out to Martin Capra. Martin raced on a Tuesday night 2 or 3 years ago, and has certainly improved enormously. And you could see just how comfortable he looked when A grade came through in those last 4 or 5 laps. He did really well, and well done.
10th overall. 10th overall.
Yeah, 10th overall.
Sorry, guys, I've got the inside word. I've seen Martin race a few times now, more than a few times at Opens in A grade, and he's hitting it. He's hitting it.
Yeah.
He misses, like, you may not have seen him in the results, but he's an A grader. Sorry, Martin.
Oh, definitely he's an A grader.
Yeah, and he's
got money in his pocket from this week, and he's an A grade next week.
But also, we know national level riders on their first night at Heffron. Yeah, we put them in B grade, and there's a reason for it. I'll give you an example. There was a guy. It's straight away Lucy Fitness's boyfriend. I've got his name. I wrote it down somewhere. Harrison Aves, A grader from South Australia. Freaking hitter, smashed
NRS Elite Rider.
Right. First lap, he said, through the Squircle, I lost 10 meters. All right. Fought back on. Second lap, I lost 10 meters again. Third lap, I lost 10 meters again. He ended up DNFing, right? And he is a hitter. And I respect that. I respect that he could talk to me afterwards and say, oh, it didn't go really well. Every time through the Squircle, I lost 10 meters. How cool is that?
He said to me after the race, he said, I heard it was another level, but I wasn't expecting that level.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's Heffron. It's what it is. It's dirty. It's gritty. There's a hierarchy. We've said it before. It's the Paris lights of the arse end of the world. Heffron.
But I'll tell you one thing, huge careers have originated in B grade. You only have to go back 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Young mountain bike kid from the Northern Beaches came down, and I knew he went pretty good on a mountain bike, never raced at Heffron, never raced. And I said, listen here, Matt, why don't you just start in B grade? Of course, this year, just gone, Matt Denham rode the Tour de France. And so in the space of 5 years, look what that start in B grade at Heffron.
Tour de France was amazing, but the Worlds was better. What he did at the Worlds, phenomenal. Phenomenal.
But also, his performance at the Worlds was reflective of the fact that he'd ridden Heffron Park. The cobbles, the wind, the constant change of direction, that's Heffron Park. And that's probably why he was the top. That's why he was the top finished Aussie, because he's raced Heffron Park.
Was almost as hard as Heffron, almost.
Although I must say, the new Heffron garden landscaping. I mean, I'm getting old because now I'm literally riding along, going, "How nice is that landscaping? Those trees. I could be in Tuscany."
Yeah.
But I'm at Heffron Park. I mean, talk about the gentrification of Maroubra.
There's Sir Walter grass there. That is quality.
Absolutely.
I've never connected Tuscany and Heffron Park ever, Alexi.
It's the gentrification of Heffron Park.
Guess what, John? Alexis finished in C grade.
Yes, he did.
He finished, and he was maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds behind the winner. He was there right till the end. And again, I say, C grade looked fast, but I don't think it was hard.
And that sums it up. I'm just glad they kept running the tape for as long as they did to show that I did finish. But I tell you what, though, there are going to be some cracking races within C grade this season. I think this is the opportunity to talk about a number of our female riders who are racing in C grade. And I must admit, after round one, Amanda Paulson has put the absolute fear of God into every one of those riders. It's her first race at Heffron Park. She turns up, mixes it up right there until the end. I mean, there must be poor Brie Playell. She must be thinking, what have I got to do to win?
Every
week.
national champion, mind you.
One of these weeks, I turn up week in, week out. 1 week, I'm going to be gifted. And then, sure enough, here's another, Lucy turns up. Bang.
Lucy
hands it to us. Yeah, that's right. And says, reminds me of racing in Europe. And you just think, geez. But with 3 or 4 laps to go, they were all together, marking each other, following each other through the bunch. It was Nicole Wilson, the chef, Lily Fasan was on there. Obviously, Lucy, Brie, Amanda. It's a cracking field, and they're all right up there, really pushing each other. And it's great to see. That'll be the closest sport grade.
All of them.
All in by a long shot.
So just talking about C grade, another first timer. By the way, we had just over 12 riders on Tuesday night, first time ever at a Tuesday night. So welcome to all of those riders. I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing you back for the rest of the season. But young Paddy May, first time. Pat is about how old, Crafty? Under 19?
He's under 17.
Under 17.
Yeah, he's a trackie, solid trackie. He's got a great sprint on him. And if you ever get a chance to chat to him, John, he is a 17-year-old going on 44. The guy has not. He is so old, mate. Way younger than me. But no, such a cool dude. And he smashed it. You saw how far up he was. And he stuffed me, John. Somebody stuffed me, gave me the check, said Lucy Fitness won C grade and won the women's. Yeah? What happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
Make it short, though.
Yeah, always. One of my co-helpers we were looking for first woman. And in the search for first woman in that bunch that finished together, we completely overlooked Paddy and his black kit.
Yeah.
So my suggestion to all riders is wear your club kit. Much easier to spot you and identify.
Okay, that's fair. I think we missed Colin Ironmonger. We need him. Hey, we haven't spoken about A grade. They won it. They smashed it, but they attacked it as well. They didn't ride echelons. They put it in the gutter. John.
Well, you know who was responsible for that. Good to have Darcy back, because Darcy only knows one part of the track at Heffron, and that's where the grass is growing over the concrete. He knows no other part of the track.
Yeah. Okay, so there was some big attacks. There were Edwin Bridge. He went with Rudman. That was
Edwin's always going to attack.
Yeah, but that was a huge attack. They crossed the B grade. It's a doomed attack when you attack into the lower grade and think that you're going to ride away from B grade. The B grade is a latch onto them. You know what? Do you understand what I mean there?
Yeah. I understand what you mean, but it's a move that has paid off in the past, because what it does, it throws a little bit of indecision into the mind of the chasing A graders, and if the two front guys can get through B grade quickly, it can make it very hard for the chasing group. But there just wasn't enough wind on Tuesday night for that to pan out that way. So I think they all came together at 3 to go, was it?
Yeah, it was just after 3.
I'd then also say, before you get to that, then another person who's always going to is Mick Cupid. I mean, I didn't think that guy could get any leaner. That guy is just an animal.
Well, we remarked on that riding home on Tuesday night after the race down Anzac Park. I said to you, because Mick was right, I said, is Mick leaner or is it just my imagination? So I don't know what diet you're on, Mick, but it's paying off, bro.
Okay, so let's go with the big attack and this had a chance of winning it. Cam Fraser fires. He fired, I'm thinking it was a lap to go, right?
1 and a half to go.
Right. Boom. He goes. And guess who goes out after him? I didn't pick it. Orange kit. Never seen Ollie Penny in an orange kit ever. Ollie Penny goes out and they level, the poor bastards are level pegging each other the entire way through the Squircle. 30 metres from Cam to Ollie, 30 metres from Ollie to the bunch. Coming out of the Squircle, the bunch had an orange and a black jersey at the front, and it went poof, sat up. These guys were going, weren't they, John?
Yeah, they certainly were. And I'm calling it now, Ollie for the overall win before Christmas.
We're doing this again, aren't we? Okay, I'm not calling nothing. I'm not calling nothing. I've got to see it like last. If you're a podcast fan, all 200 of you, of which John owns 30, Alexis owns 20, and I own 35. Other than those people, we had a wager. We had a thing about when Ollie Penny, and who ended up winning, Alexis?
I don't think any of us did. He didn't get the win, did he? So
No,
never got the win. Came close.
No, I don't think you had any self-belief in him, Paul.
I said he will not win this season, right? And you all said before January, before.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, are we?
So
give us a few weeks.
That's right. Celebrating your demise of a rider. There you go. That's just disrespectful.
The guy is freaking awesome. Who doesn't like Ollie Penny? The whole bunch loves him. And he was out there and he was gassing it. He was trying to get there. He was so trying to get there. Cam Fraser, who was on fire. But as we got to the last pimple, somebody came out of the bunch, leapfrogged them both, John.
I know. Hit him hard. And that somebody has got quite the talent for being able to do that. And as you
have you forgotten his name? I'm looking at your face. You're trying to get his name. Who was it?
It was Scott Law.
Good. Right. Boom. That was a race-winning move.
Oh, absolutely. And he's pulled that before. And Luke Crito has pulled that before. And not many people can pull that off. Because it's do or die, all or nothing, just over the pimple. But when he hit them like they were standing still.
And he went over both of them. All right. Now, two things about that Scott Law's move. Had Scott Law been Scott Law 8 years ago, he would have won that. Had he not had a block headwind by the last laps in the straight, he would have been a percentile chance of winning it.
Yep.
Right. It was friggin' gold. It was absolute. He came into the straight, but he got run down. I love that Ollie Penny got caught going into the hairpin, He wasn't, and he finished 42nd. He finished behind you, Alexis. It's crazy.
Alexis was 68th.
Oh, okay. Numbers, they don't matter. But I love that he gave it everything.
What about the quiet assassin in A grade?
Who's that?
Tom Gray.
Absolutely. Oh,
so quiet, never even heard of him. Where was it?
Yeah, fourth wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, third wheel. Unbelievably well positioned. When the shit went down, he was always there. He was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly was. And so well done, Tommy. Solid ride.
Okay, so I guess we're kind of leading to Rider of the Week. Who else gets a mention?
Well, before you give the best, so what happened in the straight then? You haven't given so what actually happened for those who weren't there? Scotty Law hits the straight, boom. Kurt Eather comes along into the wind, bang, takes it. Bennett.
Yeah. Scott Law led in. Cam Fraser was still dangling, but out of the corner, you see Kurt Eather. He had to go early. He sided Scott Law, launched it at him. Jack Bennett came extremely late. extremely late because it looked like Tom Bolton was going to get second all the way, but Jack Bennett in the last 50 metres.
There's a story behind that. Tommy reckons he went to start a sprint to come off Jack's wheel. He said he hadn't sprinted since last March, got halfway alongside Jack, and then Jack's moved out a bit. His head, Tommy reckons his head was over the handlebars, Caleb Ewan, almost touching the front wheel, and he's had to check himself and back off to make the room for Jack because he got caught out. So Tommy, my advice is practice your sprinting between now and next Tuesday.
Okay,
Alexis,
I could hear you trying to prolong the discussion, but we're running out of time on Zoom.
That's it. So I will very quickly just say, are we expecting to see Kurt every week?
Not next week. Tour of Sunshine Coast.
I heard he might make it next week and fly out on Wednesday. Maybe.
I've got a good one for you.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone whose son is racing in Belgium, or who has been racing in Belgium all year, and he's been riding and racing with Hugh Harvey.
Oh.
And the word is that Hugh's back next week, and the quote, you can quote unquote me, when I get back, I'm gonna roll them all.
Okay. Well, he won a big one in Europe. Okay, look. He won a big one, and he might well do that, and I'm looking forward to it. Guys, we're going to run out of time on Zoom. I haven't paid for the full version. I think Gwyn Watch was amazing. Gwyn Elvin, he made it all the way to the finish. Alexis, you made it all the way to the finish. Tom Gray.
Of the week.
Yeah, I don't know. Lucy Fitness, yeah. Scott Law's move was absolutely perfect. Cupid fired big time. The dude, what was the dude's name?
Nico.
Who?
Nico Delegate.
Yeah, friggin' awesome. Absolutely awesome. I don't know. Who do you think, John?
I'm going for Lucy. First time ever on a Tuesday night. Female riders, unquestionably must be intimidated facing up to
Alexis?
90.
Yeah, thanks, John. Alexis?
I'm going to go Martin Capper for Caper. Top 10, B grade, top to win, full respect.
Full respect.
Go Crafty, go for it.
Shit. Yeah, okay. No, Kurt Eather, you're not rider of the week. You won the race. We expect you to do that. We talked about that last year. Lucy Fitness, I've known her since she's been a wee little girl. I know her mum really well. She's a track rider, has gone to Europe, and Lucy, she was doing turns, she was fighting, and she wasn't dropped from the A grade group over those last 2 laps. Yeah. Overall, she was what in C grade, John?
Second,
third.
Yeah,
third. Who was second? I'll put it up as we look at this.
Andrew Pham.
Yeah, Andrew Pham was second, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Andrew Pham. I like Andrew, but Serial, I'll sign on C grade.
Yep. Don't get too comfy there, Andrew.
Oh, come on. No, I'm going to say, John, bump him out. Go for
the ride of the week, Crafty. Get to the point.
I've already done it, haven't I, Alexis?
Yeah, look, and I think